And we welcome you into the Pioneer Football Show with Pioneer coach Jerry Odom. The Pioneers traveled to open up South Atlantic Conference play this past Saturday to Gaffney, South Carolina to the reservation. The Pioneers scored the first 38 points of the game, 35 in the first half, en route to their 38-10 victory against Limestone, dropping Limestone to their 15th consecutive loss. Also, what it ends for the Pioneers is 8 consecutive road losses to open up South Atlantic Conference play. I hadn't really even thought about something along those lines, but the Pioneers open up South Atlantic Conference play at 1-0 and halt their skid to begin the year, which had opened up at 0-2. Joined by Pioneer coach Jerry Odom, who's, you kind of said going in, we have to get our offensive line right. We have to get some things shored up on the defensive end. We can't give up the explosion plays.
Right.
You took on the best quarterback passing yards per game from a year ago in DJ Phillips, who threw for over 2,000 yards. We'll start on that defensive end right now. And you hold him to under 100 yards passing for the day. Defensive game plan obviously was good, and you get a touchdown here at TU, which is turnover U for Coach Odom. But your defensive game plan, you have to be pleased with what you're able to do.
I was pleased with the way we executed everything to that last drive where they got some RPOs on us. I thought we got a little bit stale, but other than that, I thought we played very well. I thought our effort was good. We didn't give them anything cheap. I thought our DBs played well. I really did. Tycorian Brown was his first start because we played a lot more nickel. I thought he played well for a young guy. Moved David inside to nickel. He played well. Nick Jackson, I thought, played another good football game. I think he continues to get better. Getting Malik back was big.
Yeah.
And then D obviously played very, very well. So, as a whole, I think defensively we played better, but it was our best week of prep. When you have a great week of prep, I think that's what's going to happen with this group. We have a good group of kids. They understand our scheme very well. When we make you earn your way down the field, we're pretty good. If we give up these silly explosion plays, then we're not very good. And that's anybody in the country on defense, because everybody nowadays can throw the ball some, and the RPO, the world we live in with the RPOs and everything else, you got to defend the whole field, 53 and a third. You got to defend down the field. I was happy. Like I said, I think for the most part, they hit us on a couple bootlegs. We got to get short away because I'm sure we'll see something like that from Newberry, where this week where they do a lot of motions and shifts and stuff like that. But we got to get a few things short away. But overall, pretty good day.
And your offense explodes because you run the onside kick right at the very beginning. And obviously you get it, and Bryce Moore comes in, and I think that just gave that offense confidence that you believed, hey, we're going to be able to score the very first drive, and you're down in the end zone.
Well, I think that Ferg called a good game. I think that we expected them to sell out to stop the outside zone because we killed them with it last year, and they did. They tried to blitz it a lot, but we hit them on some counters and some one-back powers and some RPOs and some play action off that. I thought Bryce played well. He missed a couple. He missed maybe 2. We probably left 21, 14 points out there. But the thing he does, he's good with his feet. He can really run for a big guy. And he's got a little savvy about him, and made a couple guys miss even though when they got home. Obviously, he's still got to improve. We still don't have everybody back in the O-line, but the guys we had, we were bandaged up and taped up. We looked like a MASH unit over there before the game, but they got through it, and I thought they competed really well in the first half, and we were able to get them out of the game and get them some rest there in that second half. So it was a good, for the most part, I thought a really good performance on both sides of the ball.
Well, let's let you look at it. Let's take a look at the highlights of Tusculum versus Limestone. These teams meet for the 6th time. The Pioneers do get their 5th win, and we'll start on the very first offensive series. After a couple of runs, a penalty for a face mask on Jordan Shippey. Again, that came on a 3rd down. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, but he obviously had the face mask. So there were a couple of self-inflicted wounds by Limestone, and then a great play to start on this drive right after that penalty to Jake Moss.
Yeah, throw a little dig route to Jake Moss. We had a scissors on the other side. Good read, the right read by Bryce. Did a really good job of that. Come back. We felt like we had a one-on-one shot with A.J. Bellinger. Good throw and catch. Good job stacking the receiver once he got on top by A.J., and we ended up getting a touchdown.
A.J. was the top receiver on the day. You're going to see that. You're going to see another touchdown later in the highlight package. The Pioneers do, on that defensive stop, give up a couple of first downs on the first drive to Limestone. They do force a punt, get the ball. 5 plays, Coach, you go 87 yards, and all of them on this drive are on the ground.
Yeah, we ran the ball really, really well. Ran the counter there out of a 20 personnel look. Did a really good job, well blocked. then come back with quarterback draw. They had nobody in the box, and this one's easy. And, you know, that's the nice thing about Bryce, and even Joaquin for that matter. These guys can run a little bit, so you get, you know, you got to defend both, you know, and we're not afraid to run those guys, which is, you know, something I think is hard on defense. Come back, again, run one back power or counter, and, you know, again, very well blocked at the point of attack. Go to a four-man surface look. They overshift it, so we run a little G play on the backside, really well blocked, and Shippey's able to get in for the touchdown. So again, you know, I thought we started off playing really well.
Jordan Shippey, 87 yards on the day. Looked like he had a little bit better day at one point, but they did a good job in that zone, that outside zone later, as they did run blitz it.
They did.
The defense steps up. You're up the 2 scores, 14-0. And I really felt like, you know, to win, we'd have to have a special teams kick return or a defensive score, and C.J. Bartley provides that.
Yeah, we were showing blitz, dropped in an 8-man drop. C.J. is basically like a big linebacker anyway, and he was the middle dropper on that. And I think they jumped off sides, and we were going to blitz them the time before, so I just wanted to show blitz, come back, and then do that. And it was a great play by C.J. and getting in, and then come back and get a great punt return by D. Alford. We got to stop getting dumb penalties because D is doing an unbelievable job returning kicks. He'd probably be leading the country if we would stop getting him penalties and setting him back a little bit.
I think he'll keeps up what he's doing, definitely be an All-America returner for that matter. So Pioneer offense, again, 287 yards thrown on the day for Bryce Moore. Just looks very comfortable, and everything looks good for Bryce. How comfortable was your quarterback on Saturday?
I think so. I think Bryce is getting really where he understands, you know, what we're trying to do, how it's done. He's a coach's kid. You're kind of seeing that, you know, and I felt like he played really well, had a really good command of what we were doing.
We got stopped on fourth down play. They did get some penetration that time. They take over, and our defense continues. Jacoya Patton, the most scary running back, I think, in the league, was really handcuffed on.
Yeah, we said we had to keep him, you know, kind of handcuffed, like you said. He was a guy that could beat you at any time. Like I said, very underrated guy. I think we gave him a lot of different looks up front, show blitz, bailed out, did a lot of different things, and I think it helped us, you know, make things hard. Really good job dropping into zone right there. We showed a man look, you know, rolled into a zone, was able to get the ball back. Then we were able to come right here and get a nice drive started. A.J. Bellinger on a slant, good throw by Bryce. Come in with 12 personnel look, 2 tight ends, motion over. I think we did a really good job formation. Run a little bootleg right here over to Connor Johnston for another first down for about 12 yards. You know, I just think if, you know, we're able to do a lot more stuff out of the gun. You know, our RPO game, our quarterback run game is getting a lot better. Come back. Hit a nice play right here to Gamillion. They call a funky holding right here. I didn't really see much of a hold right there, but they called a holding, so we only get about 9 yards on it instead of 29 yards on it, or 25 yards on it. And then come back, run the power again right there for about 6. Shippey makes the guy miss in the hole. Really good move right there. Pretty well blocked at the point of attack. They come down, 4-man rush. Take a shot to A.J. Bellinger right here, and again, good throw, good catch, and we end up getting another score right there.
You know, you're giving your playmaker a chance to make a play. A.J. Bellinger goes over 100 yards receiving for the first time this year. Really the first opportunity he's had as many targets as well.
Right.
And the Pioneers, again, continue to add to their lead. And then the Malik Brooks is in right now for Jacoya Patton. He was their leading rusher of just 32 yards on the game. Your run defense was great, and obviously your pass defense was spectacular.
Yeah, we felt like, yeah, I think Brooks is a good player too. I think running back, they got some really good running backs. They really do. And we were able to get after them. Come with a little cover 2 blitz. Really good break by Nick right here. We didn't run the blitz as well as I'd like, but very well done right there. Come back, get the ball back, go empty. Again, they got, you know, 5-man box. So when they go 5-man box, we have the opportunity to run quarterback draw. Bryce, as you can see, can run, will run, not afraid to run. Come back, throw a nice crossing route right here, or a bench route to Jake. I don't know. They get a personal foul right here. And I thought it was targeting. I don't know how the guy didn't get thrown out of the game. I mean, that was awful. But Bryce handled it well. He can obviously take a shot, which is great. Come back, throw a little bender route right here. You kind of buy some time, and a great catch by Deshaun Davis right here to get in the end zone right before half. I think we had about 50 seconds left or so. So that was really good because we've been working a lot of 2-minute, trying to get better with that aspect. Come back, first play of the third quarter, run the counter. Kevion just manhandles, blocks somebody. We end up getting that going. Honestly, had he not kind of slipped, he might have scored right there. Come down, they blitz us, end up getting a sack right here on third down. But then we go out and kick a field goal.
How about this?
Yeah, kick a field goal. And, right down the middle, great kick there. And really happy about, about that aspect of it. And our Greenville High guy, kicks it right down the middle. He was excited. So then they come back and they try to get into a bunch route. We do a good job of playing the bunch. We just miss right here, but Nick's right where he's supposed to be. We should have had about 4 sacks the other day. We just missed some really ugly things. We got to do a better job with the D-line and tackling. Come back, they're blitzing. Throw a little quick screen out here again to AJ. Really well blocked by Jake and I think Dez right there. Got on their blocks, did a really good job there. Come back, Collazo tries for a shot. Now this is on AJ as much as anything. You can't inside release a go route.
Yeah.
So that was probably as much on AJ as it was anybody else. Collazo made the throw where it should have been as far as that goes. Then they come back here. I think we're in a cover 2 look. D does a good job sinking. We hit him right as he throws the ball. He throws it up. D comes down with it. Great catch. Gets 1 foot in, I think, for our 3rd pick of the day.
That's the second right there.
Our 2nd pick of the day. You're right. And then got some backups in here.
Because here's your 3rd.
And our 3rd right here, believe that was
Ramel.
Ramel. Got that pick right there. So we had 3. Probably should have had 1 more. But, definitely played better. Didn't like giving up the touchdown. We busted the coverage on the touchdown with the 2s. Did not like that at all. But other than that, I thought we played pretty well.
38-10 for the Pioneers, 38 points put up. Again, struggle offensively. A lot of that personnel-wise through the first couple of games. Oh, and by the way, West Alabama and Delta State, both pretty good teams.
Yeah.
Also, both right now standing at 2-1.
Right.
A Limestone team, though, that came in, and I think my concern was the scores. I felt like defensively against West Georgia and West Alabama, they had played really good. So to come away and do what we had done offensively somewhere, are you at least a little bit surprised that you were so good in executing what you hoped to do?
Because, what people don't understand, I've been saying this, we haven't been healthy in 3 weeks. Like, we've been so beat up. I mean, you look at the West Al game, we had 3 of our top 6 linemen were out, our starting tight end, our best receiver, hadn't played in 2 games, our best safety, one of our best defensive linemen. I mean, we had 8 or 9 guys that are crucial to what we do out for the game. And when you're playing a team like that and you have those and you make the mistakes that we made, you're going to get embarrassed, and that's what happened to us. And so getting a few, didn't get them all back. We got about 3 of them back, but the 3 were very important.
Yeah.
Malik Goodman coming back, kind of as the linchpin on the back end back there for us. Does a lot of good things for us as far as getting guys right. And then Brandon Harrison was able, and Tremaine Chapman were able to at least go. Yeah, I wouldn't say they're healthy, but they were able to go. We didn't, the beauty is I don't think we got anybody super banged up in this game, which is really good moving forward for this next week.
Special teams concern. It was impressive to see the very first snap for Andrew Cantrell. The fact that he even got the ball away. We changed a little bit on that punt, but after that he really seemed to settle in. Everybody seemed to settle in, and he punted the ball much better.
Well, we protected it a little bit better. We changed up our protection. It's still not where I want it to be. We're going to continue to work on it. But, you got to give him a chance, and we haven't given him a chance over the first 2 weeks. So we got to get him comfortable back there where he doesn't feel like every time he's going to kick, he's got a chance to get one blown up. So, obviously we got to get better at that. Newberry's going to come in here or, be down there with great athletes, and they'll, I'm sure, challenge that just like Limestone tried to. So we've got to continue to grow, continue to buy into that process on special teams, because we're doing a great job on PBR, punt returns and kickoff returns, and kickoff coverage has been okay. It's not as good as I'd like, but I think the effort is there. We just got to clean up things and get guys doing the right things.
Yeah, Pioneers, Eli Shepard, 5 for 5 on extra points, 1 for 1 on field goal, and that was a 44-yarder. The last time we had even attempted one over 40 yards had been 12 games ago. So again, that aspect of it looked very promising. Maurice Gamillion also in a kickoff return, start of the second half, didn't get it in there, a return out near midfield, and then we saw what Dee Alford was able to do as well. So the Pioneers, their three aspects of the game, offense, defense, and special teams, were clicking on Saturday against Limestone. They go to 5-1 all time against the Limestone Saints. The Pioneers open up conference play also at 1-0. When the coach and I come back, we'll chat Newberry. That's when we continue with more of the Pioneer Football Show after this.
Family.
Food's here!
What's it mean to you?
We got lunch.
To us, it means the people you care about, look out for, and yeah, love. Even if you'd never let them hear you say it.
Hey, you're eating hummus?
What's wrong with hummus?
Here at Ingalls, we have everything you need to gather around the table and give each other a hard time. Because that's what families do. Ingalls. All the ingredients for family.
Johnson City Toyota is the #1 Toyota dealership in the Tri-Cities because we make buying simple. First, we discount every vehicle every day, and we stand behind what we sell with a lifetime warranty. For more, simply go to johnsoncitytoyota.com.
So we welcome you back into the Pioneer Football Show with Coach Jerry Odom. The Pioneers win 38-10 against Limestone, go to 1-0 in league play, and now we'll have the Newberry Wolves as we travel back to the Palmetto State this coming Saturday. Another 1 o'clock kickoff time, and the Wolves coming off the loss to 8th-ranked Lenore-Ryan this past Saturday. A Bear team that's legit, there's no question about that, but a Newberry team that I think always dangerous in what they do, and they come off the bus, they look like an NFL team, and will be the part. Coach Todd Knight does a great job. Concerns that you have potentially facing a Newberry team?
Do a great job with their offense as far as motions and stuff of that nature. A lot of, I call them two-play plays. Like they got a jet sweep going one way and they got a, quarterback counter or, something going back the other. So we got to be really disciplined with our eyes. Got to do a good job of changing fronts and coverage because they do a great job. So I've got to do a good job in game planning and then making sure that our guys understand, what to look at, why we're looking at it, things of that nature. Got to be really good on the RPOs. The quarterbacks are both athletic. Both guys have played in the last 3 games. I don't know if one got hurt, but they're very athletic guys. They can beat you with their feet. Number 4 for them can absolutely fly. He's got jets in his behind, I think, but he's a guy that can really run. They always have athletes. They got 2 big running backs. They got a kid that was Mr. Football in South Carolina that was a quarterback at the Citadel, but now has moved to running back, kind of an athlete type guy. Got to be careful with him because, he's done a little bit of everything, but he's playing at running back, so you got to be thinking, is there going to be a double pass? And, all these type of things that go along with that. So just really have to have the same type of week of preparation that we had defensively last week for Limestone for Newberry, because they're a great football team, and I have a tremendous amount of respect for Coach Knight and them. On the defensive side of the ball, obviously that's their forte. That's what they've been really good at for years, and it looks like they're the same guys. They get them to run the ball. They got great-looking kids. They do a great job on the defensive side of the ball. And, going down there, it's always a war. It's going to be a war. That's what I tell our guys. At the end of the day, if you don't think that this game's going to be physical, you're wrong. So I want the same type of physicality that we practiced with last week, the same type of attention to detail. And we're going to worry about us. We're going to worry about us. That's what I told them. I'm not worried about anybody else but us. I'm not buying into smack talk and all that other stuff. And we don't get a lot of that in this conference. But at the end of the day, we've got to worry about us getting better and us going to war every week with each other, caring about one another, being accountable to one another, and keep working on the things that are going to make us better. Sometimes I think people make the mistake. Coach Spurrier told me a long time ago, be harder on your guys when they win than when they lose, because what happens is it's human nature to let little things go when you find a way to win. And that's why I was on them so bad in the second half about wanting to finish the game and doing the right things and not, being where you're supposed to be on RPOs and things like that. And we're going to do the same thing this week in practice. We're going to be very minute attention to detail, and make sure that we're doing all the little things right. Hopefully get some more guys back, which would be great. Love to get, I think we've got a chance to get one of our best receivers back. another one of our offensive linemen back, maybe another defensive lineman back. So that'd be really, really fortunate if that could happen. We just got to see how it plays out.
The Pioneers take on the Newberry Wolves, whom they've defeated each of the last 2 years, and the last time they were playing at Setzler Field in Newberry, South Carolina, another one of those famed overtime games where the Pioneers went for 2. Paid it off to Connor Johnston in the end zone. The Pioneers were victorious there. Pioneers come off the win against Limestone. They look to take that momentum as they head to Newberry this coming Saturday. Join us on the Pioneer Sports Network. Our coverage will begin at 12 o'clock. They'll kick off at 1 o'clock. Newberry will provide a video feed. It will be free as well, in case you want to check that out on the Newberry Athletic website. For the coach, Jerry Odom, I'm Brian Staten. For everyone involved at the Pioneer Sports Network, behind the scenes, and Dom Donnelly, Jim Miller, Nick Forsberg, and all of those, until next week, go Pioneers.